Today we are evaluating trig functions of special angles. Call this the loaded question. If you can find the tangent of 210 degrees without a calculator, you can't use a calculator and give me a decimal. You have learned the beginning of everything that you should about these angles and these rotations of trig values. So I'm going to ask you to do this. What you want to think of is these 6 steps. Step number one, draw it. So I say, I'll do this up here. I'm going to draw that angle. 210 would be right there. Okay, I learned how to do that. Form a triangle. Well, I told you the last lesson, when we make this triangle, we always need the reference angle. The only way you can have the reference angle is if you connect to the x-axis. I connect with a vertical. I got a triangle. Reference angle. What is it? It's right there. And I got to think, if that's 210, I went 180, and then how much more? 30. Well, if that's 30, that's 60. You have to get a reference angle of 30, 60, or 45. Unless it's quadrantal, then it's like a 90, which I'll go over at the end. So we have our reference angle. Fourth, label your side. Well, I got to know my special triangles. In a 45, 45, 90, we learned this was x, x, x radical 2. I talked about saying, well, let's make x 1. Well, that's 1, 1, radical 2. 30, 60, 90. This was x, x square root of 3, 2x. We make x 1. In your head, you want to think, okay, across from a 30 is 1. Across from a 60 is square root of 3. Hypotenuse is 2. So I label. Across from a 30 is 1. Across from a 60 is square root of 3. Hypotenuse 2. Evaluate. Step number 5. You use the reference angle, find the tangent. Tangent is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over adjacent, sorry. Opposite over adjacent. Opposite, adjacent. 1 over radical 3. 6, sine. All students take calculus. This is in quadrant 3. Tangent is positive in quadrant 3. Remember from yesterday, these are what are positive. Everything else in that quadrant, besides its reciprocal, is negative. So I take tangent in quadrant 3 is positive. Now, if you don't like that, you could also label the sign on your picture. You went left, you went down. Well, a negative over a negative would give you a positive. So you're done. Now, what's different? Why do I have this here? What if I gave you a question that said, okay, I need you to find the cosecant of 17 pi over 6. Well, first step is draw. Right? I don't know where 17 pi over 6 is. So what do? Change radians to degrees. multiply by 180 over pi. Those cancel. 17 times 180 divided by 6. I believe, if I'm thinking right, is 360 plus 150 is 510. I hope. 17 pi over 6, 12 pi is 150. So 510. That's just this. Still, now my problem is find the cosecant of 510 degrees. So step number one, draw it. Well, that's more than a full circle. 360, another 90 would give me 450 to get to 510. I'd be there. I drew it. Now you would want to think what you drew. You did, that would be 60 more. So you form your triangle, connect to the X, reference angle. If that was 360, 450, 510, you did 60 more, you had 30 left, which means that would have to be 60. Label your sides. Across from a 30 is 1. Across from a 60 is square root of 3. Hypotenuse, which is across from your 90, is 2. Evaluate. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Sine would be 1 over 2, opposite over hypotenuse. So cosecant is 2 over 1. I did the reciprocal of sine in quadrant 2. Sine is positive. It's positive. So if I erase those and let's look at another one. Let's say I say the cosine or the sine of 225. So sine of 225. Draw it. There's 180. There's a little bit more. Well, how much more? It has to be 30, 60, or 45. Make your triangle, connect to the X. I went 180. How much more to get to 225? 45. Well, if that's 45, that's 45. There's reference angle. Label your side in a 45, 45, 90. The legs are 1. The hypotenuse is square root of 2. Evaluate. Do the sine. Look at the reference angle. Sine opposite over hypotenuse. 1 over radical 2. What sign should it be? It's in quadrant 3. Tangent is positive. I did sine, so it's negative. Again, if you wanted to label your sides, it's still going to come out negative. Opposite over hypotenuse. There's your sine. So one more. Let's say cosine of 5 pi over 3. So cosine 5 pi over 3. First thing I would do, change it to degrees. Multiply by 180 over 5. 5 times 180 divided by 3. That is 300 degrees. So 300 degrees. Draw it. That quadrant. Form your triangle. Connect to the X. Reference angle. Well, remember the reference angle is by the x-axis. It's got to be that. Well, if that's 360 to go all the way around and I stop at 300, that's 60, which means that's 30. across from a 60, square root of 3, across from a 30, 1, hypotenuse 2. Do the cosine. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, 1 over 2. Evaluate or figure out the sine. Fourth quadrant, I did cosine, means it's positive. Again, if I wanted to label it, I went right, I went down. That's always positive. You would use a positive 1 over 2. So you may see these things called quadrantal angles. A quadrantal angle occurs when you think about, I asked you to do the sine of 90 and you draw it and you're like, what? How do I form a triangle? Well, you can't form a triangle, but you can you can do this collapsed triangle idea. What I would tell you guys, if one of these comes up on math while you're doing that, put it in your calculator because your calculator is going to give you either 0, 1, -1, or undefined. It's really more than we need to do in this class. So I just want you to know if you get 90, 180, 270, put it in your calculator and just plug in sine of 90. You can't do that for sine of 210 because sine of 210, now that one you could, but like something sine of 225, it's 1 over radical 2. Your calculator would give you a decimal. I want no calculator unless it's one that's on the axis. So if that occurs, 90, 180, 270, 360, pi over 2 pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi, just use your calculator. Okay? All right, hopefully that is understandable. All right.